If you have stuck around with this channel, you will certainly know that one of my favorite games is Resident Evil 4, both its remake and ported Wii version. I gave the original port a somewhat biased 10 out of 10 for its smooth controls, gameplay, its addicting replayability, and content. Resident Evil 4 Remake was so close to being a 10 out of 10 for me, but I couldn't overlook that Ada's Separate Ways campaign was excluded from the original release of the remake, something that I found to be essential for understanding the entirety of RE4 Remake's plot, especially now that Capcom has been refining the overarching narrative connecting each remake. But with the Separate Ways DLC available, I figured it was worth a reevaluation. The Separate Ways Remake is the icing on the cake that I was craving when the remake originally came out. Capcom did an amazing job reworking Separate Ways campaign to not only fit better with Leon's story, but also give better context to Luis's actions behind the scenes, as well as Wesker's more hands-on approach. Seeing Luis's reaction to the Los Illuminados burning the suppressant only made me feel more sympathetic and endearing to him, as you see his cool and collected persona quickly disappear when he's desperately trying to find a preserved batch for Leon and Ashley. I love that the radio transmissions with Wesker are more chatty, and his in-person appearances feel like an absolute treat. Not to mention how he feels extremely dangerous and powerful based on how he delivers his lines.
I'm not here to babysit you. See that you remain an asset. I'm not a liability. I have absolutely no use for your incompetence.
As for Ada herself, I think we were given one of the best written and performed characters in a Resident Evil game. While under Wesker's supervision, Ada is constantly under extreme pressure while trying to remain stoic. Ada's mission is to retrieve the Las Plagas sample within the Amber via Luis's rescue. Due to the complications in this mission, Ada is constantly towing the line of Wesker's patience, justifying the delay of the Amber's retrieval. At the same time, Ada is directly and indirectly aiding Leon by ringing the church bell or helping Luis with collecting the Plagas suppressant ingredients. And lastly, Ada is juggling Leon, Luis, and Wesker while being hunted by Ramon's Verduga. You can practically see the gears turning in Ada's head as she's figuring out a solution that satisfies both parties. This was important as it explained to me why Ada decided to betray Wesker, and as well as how Wesker ended up at the beginning of Resident Evil 5. Unlike the original Separate Ways campaign, Ada can now fully upgrade her weapons, staying in line with the stronger enemies towards the end of the campaign. However, this does include some of her unique weapons like the sawed-off shotgun and blast crossbow. Ada's grappling gun can now be used for enhanced maneuverability, like extending her range for melee attacks and evading enemies. The grappling gun felt fun and a natural extension to RE4 Remake's gameplay. In fact, I enjoyed it so much that when I switched back to Leon, I would forget that I didn't have a grappling gun to help me out. Most of Separate Ways reuses areas that Leon has explored, but in either reverse or starting in different areas. These areas are streamlined compared to Leon's campaign, but are utilized just as well for Ada. Ada's main antagonist is Ramon's Verduga, who is the remake's version of it. This version is similar to the original boss, killing the bottom half and then dealing with the back claw, but thanks to the new control scheme, this boss acts more aggressively. It was very satisfying having a missing boss be integrated and better utilized for the remake's improved overall narrative. And obviously, both Ada and Wesker are playable characters in the Mercenary Mode. But you can also play as two versions of Ada and Leon with different layouts altering the style you use for both characters in the Mercenary maps. The docks is brought back with a similar design to Sadler's final boss fight. After playing with every character, I can say I am fully satisfied with every character's playstyle on every map. With Separate Ways now included in the remake, it feels like a complete game in my opinion. I would even say that it's my favorite part of the remake. Its shorter runtime lets me have a quick playthrough in an afternoon. It's almost like playing RE4 Lite now. I also love how Capcom includes a suitcase charm of the striker shotgun from the original game, boosting your character's movement speed. A little acknowledgement to the speedrunning community that would equip this weapon in the original to increase Leon's speed. Separate Ways is fantastic in filling in the main story's plot holes, expanding character arcs and motivations, its gameplay mechanics, and integrating what was from the original and making it fresh. I can now say that the Resident Evil 4 Remake is a 10 out of 10. and worth every penny.
Always have an out.
Thanks for watching and sticking to the end of the video. Feel free to tell me your thoughts on the remake as well as the Separate Ways DLC. If you like Resident Evil 4, be sure to check out my original RE4 Wii review as well as my RE4 Remake review. Anyway, that's all for today. My name is BirKey, and be sure to see what's in my corner next time.